Hello everyone, well done on almost having your first assignment out of the way. I will be communicating with you more about assignment number 2 probably from Sunday night, but I didn't want to confuse it with assignment number 1. So if you haven't really thought about number 2 yet, that's fine. But as soon as you submit on number 1, that'll be the time to do it. And certainly your first step will be getting into a team. So if you have a look under the discussion threads, you'll notice team 1 right through to team 9. Start filling up to team 6. So, don't jump into 7 or 8 because we may not even have a group 7 or 8, but teams have got a maximum of 4 people. There is one team I know of that has more, that's fine. So just have a look. If there's not 4 people yet, just say, okay, I'm putting my hand up, this is where I want to go. And just get into discussions and have a good look at your instructions for assignment number 2. So in terms of this week, we looked at origins. This is a big part of your report, assignment number 1. So one of your sections will be on origins. Now, origins is really background and history. If you were looking at something like the Rohingya crisis, for example, you might look at the fact that, the Rohingya are of Bangladeshi origins originally, but have been living in Myanmar for a long time. You might talk about the simmering tensions over time and something that could be defined as structural violence. So if you look through modules 1 to 4, there's a description of different types of violence, and then escalating into even armed conflict and one-sided violence from the state or other groups against the Rohingya. So you might look at how you define conflict in that situation, the escalation of it, the type of events that happen that actually put, the world's attention towards the Rohingya and turns it into what is now called the crisis. So there's some of the sorts of things you might look at with origins. You will probably talk around the idea of sources and actors in there as well, because you couldn't really talk about origins without at least inferring those things. However, you're not really having that as a focus. So when you're talking about origins, you're focusing on background. Like I said, use some of our theory as to how you define conflict, how you look at escalation, etc., and then move on to, these are the sources of conflict and these are the actors. And in each of those areas, you concentrate specifically on naming those key sources, key actors. Modules 1 to 4 is really all you need in terms of the theory of the course and the essential readings from that. And then your own research will go a bit further in looking at your actual case. So hopefully that gives you some good ideas. The conflict tracker, it would be good if you haven't chosen your conflict yet. I'm hoping you have, but a few of you might like to do, an assignment in the last minute, 1 or 2 days before. If you have a draft already, I, really recommend that you look at the Studiosity, whatever it is, the tutoring service that you have there. You can get them to have a look at a draft, but it might be a little bit late now for many of you unless you have like a really finished draft. And you can look at it for assignment number 3. Now, assignment number 3, you can use the same topic and look at resolution if you want to. So it just means you have a bit of a head start. Now we're jumping into week 5, so make sure you get in there. We'll be looking at some of the themes around assignment 3 already. And like I said, I'll be engaging with you more about assignment number 2. It's only altogether 20%, 2 parts of it. It's not actually really time intensive, and it should be hopefully a really enjoyable process. So thanks very much, everybody, and look forward to engaging with you more shortly.